I've always wished to be like humans. Not their bad parts, but their strong emotions. They laugh, they cry, sometimes both at the same time. They experience pain, especially during childbirth due to their curved pelvises. They even have the capacity to eat species like ours if they wanted to, which is disgusting. But I admire their strengths, creativity, and courage. If I could be human, I probably wouldn't care about the negative aspects. It would be an easy trade-off. Let me tell you about the first human I ever met, who became one of my closest friends. My family and I live on the planet Eldoria, considered the oldest sentient planet in the universe, a fact Eldorans never let us forget. Eldoria is a melting pot of sentient species, being the home of the Galactic Sentient Assembly. I am from the planet Xylon, and our species has been allied with the Eldorans for millennia. My parents worked as mid-level clerks for the Galactic Sentient Assembly. They had the same job, the same personality, the same boring friends. Their lives sucked, in my opinion. I was about 16 standard years old, which is equivalent to adolescence for Xylorians. I was bored with school and life, living a monotonous existence as a plant-based prey species. I needed something exciting to happen. It was around this time that a new kid started at school. His name was Darius, and he was human. The news of his arrival spread quickly, and there was even a special meeting for our parents to voice their concerns. A predatory human coming to our school was a big deal. The adults were terrified, but the kids were excited. We were going to have a real-life human at school. Then came the news, I was to be his buddy. My parents were shocked, but relieved when I told them I would have an Eldoran guard with me until it was confirmed that Darius was safe. My school was a bit unusual. It was a stellar academy, an expensive, elite interplanetary school for the children of ambassadors and royalty. My family isn't in that league, but my dad's boss got me in. Most of the kids there are snobby and sish, but the principal, Orion, loves me because I am one of the few normal kids in the school. I will never forget Darius's first day. I arrived early at 11 o'clock a.m. to be ready for the 11:30 a.m. start. I've since heard that's super late for humans, but for us plant species, it's perfect. Because our energy levels are higher after a few hours of sunlight for photosynthesis. Darius's transporter arrived at 11:15, and Principal Orion and I were there to meet him. The other kids were already in class to avoid commotion. Darius got out of the transporter by himself, no parents or escort, as if he had been there forever. I had seen humans from a distance and heard my parents talk about them, but I had never seen one up close. His skin was smooth and light, and he showed his terrible teeth as he approached. Then he saw my reaction and quickly hid them behind his lips, realizing he was scaring me, which he was. "Hello," Darius said as Principal Orion introduced us. "Hello, sir," Darius replied, hiding his teeth. "1. Good to have you here," Orion continued. "This is your study buddy, Zephyr. He will show you around and help you learn how we do things here." "Thank you," Darius said. "Nice to meet you, Zephyr," he added, turning to look at me. Xylorians, as I mentioned, are a plant-based species similar to tall bamboo. That means I'm tall, thin, flexible, and pretty light. So when Darius looked at me, he had to look up because I'm 9 feet tall. Darius tried hard to hide his teeth and stared at me. I let him take it all in and then said, "Well, you're damn short and weird looking, even for a human." "Big mistake." He threw his head back and laughed loudly, slapping his legs with his arms and bending over. Principal Orion ran back into the building. The Eldoran guard stood frozen, unsure of what to do, and I just stared at Darius, realizing that this species could crush us all if it wanted to. Humans possess muscles and nearly unbreakable bones. Their body mass index BMI is significantly higher than ours. They are heavy, strong, and intimidating. They have sharp teeth and consume both plants and meat. They can think incredibly fast, make decisions in an instant, and fight using whatever is available, even their bare hands. But I stood my ground, forcing myself to perform the Xylorian version of a fake smile, and waited for him to calm down. "Good one, man," he said, slapping me on the back. I almost broke in half but managed to stay upright. "Man, have you been here long?" "On Eldoria?" I asked, wanting him to understand he needed to tone it down to avoid freaking us all out. "No, I just got here 2 days ago," he said. It's the first real stellar academy I've been to. Are you Xylorian? Yeah, almost, I replied. Cool, Darius nodded, looking around. Where's the principal? About that time, Principal Orion reappeared holding a large book in front of him. Oh my god, he's using it as a shield, I thought, amused. Come in, boys, Principal Orion said, his voice wavering. Class is about to start. Okay, Darius said. Lead the way, Zephyr. We walked up the school steps, and I pushed open one of the double doors. Darius tried to push the other one, but it flew off its hinges and landed 6 feet down the hallway. Crap, he said. I'm sorry, sir. Principal Orion had run off again, and the guard had left as well. It was just me and Darius against the world. Please let the school stand at the end of the day, I thought, feeling a bit frantic inside. I bit the bullet. Okay, man, we need to have a serious talk here. Yeah, Darius said. It's a bit strange how he keeps leaving. Well, Darius, the thing is, you're scary. What? He said. Darius, you're human, I said simply. No kidding, he said sarcastically. Man, all of us here are prey species. Many of us are petrified of you. You can grab us with your hands, you can run faster and jump higher. You can make weapons out of things, you can swim in water, you can, eat us. I hit a nerve with that last remark. Darius's face fell, and he looked away. Yeah, well, me and my family are not like that. You have to get to know us, give us a chance, his voice trailed off. I know, dude, that's why they let you in here. But man, when you slapped my back out there, you almost broke it. Darius looked shocked. I'm sorry. My parents told me that we were stronger than most, and that people might be afraid, but until I broke the door back there, I didn't get it. Yeah, it's okay. You'll get there, and so will we. But you're going to have to, slow it down a little bit. It'll help you, dude, thanks, he said. Cool, I said. Let's go to class. It's astrophysics first, and we've got 5 minutes to get there. That first class went well. Everyone stared, and some actually moved away from Darius, but he handled it. The second class, leadership and diplomacy, didn't go as smoothly. Darius got up to read something to the teacher and knocked over a desk with his hip. The little carrion sitting at the desk screamed and clattered backward on his hooves, setting off a chain reaction of panic among the Eldorans and Yarians. Watch what you're doing, you clumsy idiot, yelled Florin. Darius apologized profusely and sat down at his desk with his head in his hands. But in the next class, physical training, things started to look up. We had to pair up, and naturally, I was with Darius. No one else wanted to pair with him anyway. Darius's special uniform was way too small. He came out of the locker room with a t-shirt that only went halfway up his stomach and shorts that showed most of his thighs. Everyone was horrified and transfixed by the amount of human anatomy on display. Darius was embarrassed but tried to make the best of it. Our gym teacher, a Xylorian like me, is 3 feet tall but really strong. We had to move weights across the room as fast as we could. Darius picked up the whole bucket of weights in one go, so we won. Then we had to climb a rope and cross a rock wall. Darius got up and down the rope in 10 seconds and climbed the rock wall. Like a spider, his body flat against the surface and constantly moving. We won that too. Next, he threw a medicine ball so far that it bounced off the gym wall and almost hit the same carrion again. When we did the reaction time test, Darius caught every single ball that came out of the machine, even jumping over 6 feet to catch one in.